Hello students, I guess you are fit and fine at your place. Yes students, so let's start today's class. Okay students, so I have something for you that we have discussed in the previous class. Okay, so I'm going to show you firstly one image. Okay, so you have to identify what is there. Okay, so students, you have to identify the objects you can see in front of your screen. Okay, so you have to tell me and then I will going to write it down your answer on the whiteboard. Yes students, what are the things you can see in front of you? Yes, there is a candle, right? There we have a candle. Next we have a box, right? We can see there is a cardboard also, right? So students, you can come to know that there is one hole also, right, in the cardboard. So students, let's see what are the objects you have told me. I'm going to mark it. So firstly we identify there is a candle which is burning, right? And we can find it out a small hole. We can find it out cardboard, a box, right? So students, we and also see one of the image which is burning of a candle flame, right? Which is in the form of, in the first object we can see it is in the form of burning. It is in the form of this type, but in the image we can see it's a inverted, right? So this is an object, but when we can see the some light is coming out, that we get an image which is in the form of invert, right students? So students, let's see what is that. So we have an activity related to it. So the image I have shown you, now I am going to tell you how you can prepare that same model, that same activity for you. Okay, so students, what you have to take, you have to take firstly the cardboard. Okay, then you have to make a small hole inside on one of the side, and you have to opposite to the hole remove the cardboard layer and attach to the translucent sheet. So students, you have to attach at the bottom, there is a translucent sheet there. Okay, now students, see, this is only, you can see come out to know that translucent sheet students in front of it. Okay, keep the light source, that is we have a light source, candle, and the object in the box in a straight line. So students, all the three things, box, object, are all are in the straight line. Okay, so that the hole must facing an object. So from there we can come to know that the hole is coming out. So how we are only able to see the flame of candle, not other part of candle? Students, why? Is there anything which is inside the this box? Yes, there is one of the important part of this, that is translucent sheet is used here, right? So what do you mean by translucent, students? Have you heard about it? Yes, so translucent sheet, you can write it down your answer in the comment box. What do you mean by translucent objects? Yes students, yes, so basically translucent objects are those which we can see the objects but not clearly, right? We can see the partially, the object is not clearly visible to us but we can see it, right? So students, basically this is an experiment, an activity related with a pinhole camera. So do you see that this is act as a camera, right? So we are going to discuss about today's topic, that is pinhole camera. Okay, so let's see what do you mean by pinhole camera, students? So pinhole camera is a simple camera, okay, without lens. Have you, when we constructed this pinhole camera in the steps, do you find any lens? No, na? Yes, so we don't have any lens for this camera. It is in the shape of a box, right? One of the side has a hole. So this, you can see there we have a one of the hole in this camera. So this is a working of a pinhole camera which I show you before, right? So students, we have some points related with the pinhole camera. First, you can see the object whose image is to be seen should be in bright light. Okay, because if you don't have bright light, so you will not able to see that object. So therefore you require a bright light for that. Next we have smaller the hole, sharper the image. So the smaller you will make the hole, the more sharper is going to be your image. So make sure these are the important points, that such a small, in the one side of a box of a face you have to make such a small hole. So the smaller the hole it's going to be, the sharper is the image, the good image. Okay, so that way you can come to know that. Next we have the temporary black and white images are formed on the screens of a tracing paper. So students, tracing paper, you know that what is that? Is translate, right? Sheet, that is we are going to use it, and you can see those images in the on the screen. So let's come forward, students. Now students, you have to list some differences between pinhole camera and the normal camera. Let me draw a line for you to differentiate. Okay, so students, you have to tell me what do you understand by pinhole camera and the normal camera. Have you ever taken the picture of yours, selfie, and picture of your own, pic of your own? Yes, right? So basically if we talk about for a pinhole camera, we can see that for the pinhole camera we don't have any lens, right? But for this normal camera we required lens, but for this part we don't require any lens, right? We only make small hole into it, right? So that is act as a pinhole camera. And also students, this is very easy to make, but you can see in the normal cameras it is very they're very cheaper. You are very costlier for us, we cannot buy that, right? So that's why we sometimes use our phone camera only, but normal camera it's very costlier, so that's why we don't buy it. Many of the people who's interested, so they will go with it, but we go with our phone camera. So basically these are the points related with these, we can come to know that. Okay students, now there is one of the question in front of you. You have to state true and false. So students, pinhole camera is a simple camera with lens. Does this statement is in front of your screen, is it a correct or false? Yes. Yes. So basically it does not have any lens. So we can say that this is a false statement, because for the pinhole camera we only make a small hole on that part of that surface of a box. We just go with it. We don't have any simple camera, like we don't have any lens, so then we don't use in pinhole camera. Okay, so students, see, suppose you are clicking a picture of a tree, right, and using your mobile camera. So how does this picture look like? Do this picture look it same or it is look it different? See, the person is taking the picture of this tree, right? So do you find it out the tree size or color or anything is being changed, or it's same? Yes, it is being same, right? So whenever we use our phone camera, normal camera, we can see that the color is remain same, as well as the size is also the same. So we can come to know that the real picture, right? Now students, we have an activity. See, so take a light source. Okay, so you have to take a light source and an object or pinhole camera. So all these things are required, and you have to place in the straight line. Okay, and you have to see that object from the pinhole camera. So students, you can see here we have a black color sheet is used, right? and the source of light is coming out for this balloon, right? This is our object. As the light goes through this hole, you can come to know that the screen, on the screen there is one image. So what do you find it out, students? What do you find it out? Is the image the same, or it is other, or its size? What do you mean by that? So we can say that its size is being smaller, right? And it is real image, but it is inverted. So these are the things we can come to know that after being performed with an activity, right? So we can see a balloon, it is a very larger size, but on the screen we can see the image, it is the same, the color, everything is same, but the size it become smaller. As well as we can see, firstly it is images like that, object image is like that, but if it passes through a light and on reflected on the screen, it goes to this, right? So how it is happening, students, let me tell you. Okay, so we are going to firstly now discussing the characteristics of image formed by pinhole camera. So these are the three characteristics. Let's see first one by one. So the real image, in the real image, for the real image is obtained as the image is obtained on the screen. So the image of a balloon is remain the same as you can see on the screen, as well as for the object also, right? Students, if we talk about other characteristics like size of an image of obtained comparatively smaller, right, than the actual object. So here also you can come to know that the tree is so larger, but after you can see into the pinhole camera, that you will can come to know that its image is inverted and smaller as well as real, right? So students, next we have an image is related with the inverted means it's a inverse of the real image, so opposite of it. So these are the few of the characteristics of a pinhole camera. Okay, now students, you have to list some uses of pinhole camera. Where do you see these types of pinhole camera? Have you ever seen during the summer time, such a hot day, the trees leave giving us such a, yes, let me show you. So these are the uses that it is used to capture the movement of sun. So from this also we can use, see, it is very important, students, it is used to capture the movement of, you can also note it down, the movement of sun with use of a pinhole camera. Okay, it is also used in solar eclipse. So as there is a barrier between your eye and sun, so you can work with the help of this also to look out other things in our surrounding. Okay, now students, this is true, correct the option, you have to choose it. Okay, so the statement 1 and statement 2 is given to you. So according to these two statements, you have to read it out and you have to choose the correct option. Students, please make sure you have to choose the correct option. So the two statement is reflected on your screen and the 5 options are there, right? So you have to choose from these 5 options a one correct option. So read the statement and tell me in the comment box and write it down in the comment box what's the correct answer for this question. Yes, so let's do one by one. Okay, so let's read statement 1. Pinhole camera produces an inverted image. Should do this answer is correct or not, students? Yes, Yes, it is correct. It is a inverted image, right? Pinhole camera produce a smaller image. Yes. Whenever if we talk about our candle or our balloon is there, and when we look through the screen in a pinhole camera, we can see that a balloon is in the inverted form, right? So this is a smaller image of object. So we can say that these two statements are correct. So which is the correct option for this, students? So let me take another color. So yes, both A and statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. Okay, students. So let's come forward. Now students, you have to identify the name of the object. What is that object in front of your screen? Yes. Yes. You write it down your answer in the comment box, student. Yes, we can see a burning candle, right? A candle is burning with a flame, right? So students, in the dark, it acts as a which kind of source? Which kind of object it is? Candle. Let me tell you. Is it two options for you? Luminous or non-luminous? So under which category you will keep this candle? Is it a luminous and non-luminous object? Yes. Yes, students, this is a luminous object because it is emitting its own light. So very good. So this is a luminous object. So we have an activity, students. So let's see. So you have to take a lighted candle and observe it with the help of rolling sheet. So see, a person is there who roll the sheet. So how you have to roll the sheet, students? Suppose this is a sheet. Okay, so you have to roll the sheet firstly, and then you have to look at this candle from this hole. So I can see a person from this hole. So you also have to look it out the candle, the burning candle, as like the student. Okay, next, students, after some time you have to do the second one. Now you have to bend it out. So students, if you bend this cylindrical sheet from the middle, let me bend it. Okay, so now will you see something? The burning candle? No? Yes. So students, you can come to know that for the first image we can say the cylindrical sheet which we have taken, it is a straight one, right? But if we talk about the second image, for the second, it goes to bended from the middle, it is not a straight, it is bended or it curved, right? That's why you are not able to see the candle properly. So students, what do you understand? What do you infer by this activity? Why we are doing this activity? So basically we are doing this activity for telling about you that lights travels in a straight line. Always, whenever we have a light, always travel in a straight line. Okay, so let me write it down. So light travels in straight line. Okay, so students, you can see it can't bend itself. Okay, so you will not able, so light cannot bend by itself, you have to change its direction. So how you will change its direction? The direction of light changes only when the light is propagated on a small mirror. So you have heard about this. This is a mirror I have in my hands. Okay, so this, with the help of mirror we can change the direction, but the light cannot change by its own. So we require a medium. We required a medium to change the light direction. So this is a mirror is required to change its direction. Okay, so students, then a mirror will reflect the light and change its direction. So that way, mirror it first reflect the light and then it will change the direction. So students, you can see in the right hand side, a person is looking from the straight bar with the help of cylindrical sheet, right? So the light is goes to reaches to his eye, so that's why he able to see the candle, right? But if you bend from the middle, he is not able to see the candle, right? Because you make the barrier in the path of a light, so that's why you are not able to see the light from this cylindrical sheet, because you block the path of light. So if you block the light path, so light will not change its own direction, right? So you have to change its direction, so you have to use a mirror, but here we don't use mirror in this cylindrical sheet, right? So we have does not get a light source, that is candle is burning or not in that direction, that's why. Okay students, so students, now you have to list some examples of which proves that light travels in a straight line. So have you ever seen that whenever there is a very dark room, right, there is dark room in your, and there is no light is coming, but there is small hole, and from that you can get it some light, so that is act as a light is traveling. So if we have any room and there is light source, it's coming out directly, it is straight line, right? Any other? So these are the few examples students where we can prove that the light travels in a straight line. Whenever you visited for your forest, in the forest area you can see a canopy, right? So there you can come to know that very huge trees are there, and they have very small holes of leaves, there will produce a straight line. Okay, now students, you have to filling the blanks. Yes, light travels in a dashed line. Write it down your answer in the comment box. Yes, very good. So light travel in a straight line. Now students, let's recap what we have discussed today. Okay, so basically we discussed about today a pinhole camera and characteristics of image that is formed by pinhole camera and light travel in a straight line. So students, we have more question for you, I put it out. So image formed in a pinhole camera is, that is real, right? What is another? Students, write it down your answer in the comment box. Later on I'm going to check it. Yes, real, inverted, right? And last we have smaller in size. So next we have the inner part of a camera should be, so the inner part should be transparent white as well as black color. Okay, so that should be used. Black and white. Which of the following is false? So you have to tell me which of the following is a false. Pinhole camera produces an erect image, it produces a shadow, it produces an image, or it produces an inverted image. So which of the following is the false statement? Yes, yes. So we can say that it produces shadow, it produces an image as well as inverted, but we cannot talk about its erect image, right? So that means we have the correct answer for option number A. So we have a correct answer, option number A. Okay students, so these are the two questions for you. I have put it in. Why the light travels in a straight line? Second, the list some natural examples of a pinhole camera. Okay, at last we have an activity. You have to read these two statements. According to that, you have to perform it. Okay, students, and at last you have to write it down, the observation, and compare the pathway of your light that you have done in the activity. Okay, so we will going to meet in the next class. So thank you, students. Okay.